Members told to keep the momentum going for GE15, police probing into reckless driving incident in Green Road, and line dance costume depicting the beauty of Sarawak. Those are the headlines for tonight. Hello everyone, I'm Douglas Yalit, and you're with me for TVS Nightline. The business community in Sarawak had been urged to cooperate with the Sarawak government in exploring the available resources in the state. Chief Minister Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Apeng said that cooperation is necessary to enable the state to transform into a green economy. At the same time, it will also guarantee that Sarawak will achieve a developed and high-income status by 2030.
Actually, this is a very tall order. We have to work very hard to achieve this, but I believe with the resources that we have, while at the same time upgrading the knowledge of people, we are able, God willing, to achieve that objective.
Abang Johari also thanked the Chinese business community for contributing their expertise and suggestions towards the drafting of the state's economic recovery plan.
The business community have given a lot of new ideas, and we have merged the ideas into our state policy. And we hope that with this new approach, where we have the inputs of both the private sector and the public sector, we are ready to develop our state. And our economic engine will move forward for a new era.
After its landslide victory in the 12th state election last December, Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Sim Kui Han hoped to keep the momentum going for the upcoming general election. He stressed that members of parliament from Gabungan Party Sarawak need to secure a big win to further solidify Sarawak.
So we just need a strong Sarawak, and whoever wins in 2018 give us this political independence opportunity. Whoever wins in West Malaysia, however divided they are, they will have to come to negotiate with us in Sarawak. So for Sarawak, we must be very strong. We must win as many MP as possible under GPS so that they will come to look for us instead of us begging them.
Dr. Sim said this when attending the Chinese New Year open house virtually organized by the Sarawak United People's Party SUPP Miri Sibuti Parliamentary Liaison Committee on Wednesday. He added it was time for Sarawak to take advantage of this opportunity to further progress after 57 years. For the record, GPS secured 76 out of the 82 seats contested in the 12th state election. Meanwhile, State Transport Minister Dato' Sri Lee Kim Shin called for a continuous support from Miri residents to ensure sustained development in the district. The Senayan Assemblyman said, with their unwavering support, the vision of Greater Miri is attainable.
I would like here also to express my thanks and appreciations to the people of Miri for giving us a very strong mandate in the last Sarawak election, where for the first time now, after 10 years in Pujut and 5 years in the Piasa, we now have a complete GPS team here in Miri. I think this is most important so that we will be able to create more opportunities for everyone, especially for young people in terms of job opportunities, business opportunities, etc.
There is a saying that goes, where there are Chinese people, there must be a line dance, especially during the Chinese New Year celebration. For this year's celebration, Ronnie Chin, a third-generation descendant in a family of lion dance exponents, had created 3 lion dance costumes with lion, tiger and cat motifs. The designs for the costumes were inspired by the land of Borneo and reflect the harmony of the various ethnic groups living in Sarawak.
之后，在每个国家、每个全世界就每一个有名的师傅都会做五虎或者虎狮。那我就开始去想到了， 那我也可以做来给人家观赏。虽然我们没有样还能够再突破这个虎狮，我就想到我们的沙劳越的，因为我们沙劳越的首都就是古晋，古晋在马来语的讲法就是猫，变成猫跟虎，因为我们的这个华人的这个虎年这个虎啊有吗？就是一个大猫，那这个大猫跟这个猫就是一样的东西嘛，变成我们在来临过年的时候就是要舞狮嘛，我们华人嘛，对不对？变成我就把它3个虎、猫、狮3个，把它很大胆的组成起来，变成我的这个3个的这个作品。然后呢，那怎么样我们把它能够弄到我们的沙劳越真正的这个味道呢？就是我有做就是特地画这个3个英雄。就是你们在这个我们的沙劳越的博物院，它的后面那里就是有一个都古巴拉万，就是我们的英雄地啦，就是我们以前的盾沙拉胡丁，它所建起来的已经有18到19年了。那我觉得是在00年或者是09年的年轻一代的人就是年轻一代的年轻人也许可能是会不知道这个历史了。那我就把它画在这个3个英雄，把它画在这个3头狮里面。就是我们有做这个3大种族咯，一个是马来人，就是我们的马来人的英雄 Rosli Dobi， 然后一个是土族的Iban Rentap， 还有一个就是我们的这个华人刘善邦把它画成，因为就是希望给我们的这个年轻一代的去了解，也不要去忘记我们的这个英雄。
Ronnie Chen started making the costume hats 6 months ago to reflect the many cultures in Sarawak. On the 3 heads of the lion, tiger, cat costumes, there are also the Sarawak flag, in addition to the rafflesia and orangutan, which are also found in the state. When asked about what inspired him to be interested in the art of making lion dance costumes, Chin said his father and grandfather were from a family of lion dance exponents.
因为我的公公、我的父亲都是舞狮的，就是我是属于是第3代了。在那时候我的师叔他们都有都在做舞狮，在我的那个在小的时候啦。然后就在那个开始之后我就很喜欢看他们做舞狮，然后我的母亲呢就很支持我，每次会去买这个材料，然后东西不够会跟我的师叔拿这个藤竹啦有吗？就开始我就在12岁的时候就开始慢慢就开始做起来了，也是妈妈后面在支持，这样子
Police are conducting further investigation into an accident involving 2 motorcyclists, one of which is a food delivery rider. The incident, which went viral on social media, saw 2 motorcyclists ram into a car who allegedly made a right turn from the left lane along Jalan Green on the eve of Chinese New Year. Sarawak Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Chief Superintendent Alexan Nagachabu said the driver is currently being held for investigation.
The victim, a 24-year-old e-hailing rider, was not able to stop his machine when the car made a sudden right turn, causing him to crash into the front part of the car. Seconds later, another rider, aged 36, traveling in the same direction, experienced the same fate, causing him to crash into the rear of the car. Following the impact of the crash, the victim was tossed into the air and landed meters away from the scene, to which he suffered severe injuries and was rushed to the Sarawak General Hospital for further treatment. Footage of the accident that went viral caused an uproar in social media by fellow netizens.
The careless attitude of the public is one of the chief causes that contributed to the delayed emergency response time by the Fire and Rescue Department, or Bomba, in fire incidents. Citing the Chinese New Year fire incident in Cebu on Tuesday, Bomba Sarawak Chief Dato Kirudin Draman said the fire team had difficulty in assessing the fire hydrant as it was covered in cement, and as such, he reminded the public to be responsible and not to tamper with the fire hydrants.
Kepantasan dan juga kecekapan kita dalam dapat bekalan air ini bergantung kepada kedudukan bilik bomba berdekatan dengan lokasi kebakaran. Kalau kita lihat dari susunan dan kepulauan bilik bomba ni, kalau projek-projek perumahan, setiap bilik bomba perlulah berada dalam lingkungan 90 meter. Dan satu bilik bomba kecil bomba mana 300 kaki lah maksimalnya, dan setiap bilik bomba ini perlu berada dalam keadaan baik.
He added Bomba has its own standard operating procedures in place to inspect the fire hydrants annually to ensure that they are in working order. Additionally, under Section 26 of the Fire Services Act 1988, Act 341, actions can be taken against those committing concealment or misuse of fire hydrants.
Itu juga dengan pemeriksaan bilik bomba sebenarnya kita punya prosedur kualiti PK dan PS kita lah. Setiap bilik bomba perlu diperiksa setahun sekali. Kalau kita lihat dari segi masalahnya, contohnya di bawah akta bomba ni adalah kalau ada kompaun, ada tindakan kepada mana-mana orang yang mengganggu bilik bomba di bawah tindakan kompaun. Tapi apa yang saya nampak adalah kita nak masyarakat sendiri, komuniti bertanggungjawab.
He calls upon Sarawakins to be responsible and not point fingers regarding fire incidents. The public is also reminded to be vigilant to avoid any similar untoward incident from happening in the future.
Ne dur bildik ne durak. Ne bir yaylakta ne bir kışlıkta göğüsü görmedik.
Kurban oldum Allah'ım.
We from TVS would like to wish you a prosperous Chinese New Year. Wishing you a great luck in this year of Tiger.
I'm Joanne Kampopo, Malaysia's queen of comedy, and don't forget to watch Tony Lapar on TVS Astro Channel 122 and My TV.
Welcome back. Now, the Chinese New Year is a special time when various special traditional dishes are served, and it could be difficult to control oneself from tasting all of the festive food once they are served. Nutrition and diet expert Amanda Leo has some advice for us on how to eat moderately and healthily during this Lunar New Year.
首先呢，当拜年的时候，不是如果有亲戚朋友邀请你要吃饭的时候，不是尽量选择一个比较小的盘， 因为你比较小的盘的话，你比较容易控制你的那个食物的分量。如果你拿了一个比较大的盘的话，你可能会有那个几率吃的比较多一点。然后另外一个点呢，就是你在你拜年的时候，出门之前，可以在家里吃一点小吃的那种健康的小吃，像水果啊，或者那些豆类的零食咯。这样的话，你不会因为拜年的时候太饿而吃太多了。
Amanda said most of the cakes served during this festive season contain high calories, but there is no harm if they are eaten moderately.
在饮料方面呢，我就会建议你可以选择那些无糖的那些饮料，像无糖的茶或者无糖的那个汽水也可以咯。因为相当比起来那些含有糖分的汽水的话，那些无糖的汽水会比较健康，因为它里面无糖，所以它不会有提供任何卡路里，而且它也适合糖尿病患者喝咯。我会建议其中一个就是那种无盐的那个豆类零食，因为跟年饼比起来呢，那种无盐的那个豆类零食它会比较少糖分和少盐，所以会比较比起来会比较健康一点。但是你要注意一点，就是一天能够吃的那个豆类的零食量只有一个拳头这么多罢了了。然后另外一个东西就是橙子咯，因为跟年饼比起来的话，橙子它里面含有维他命 C， 所以对我们身体有好处的嘛。但是一天能够吃的那个橙子的量也只有2粒罢了了。美食方面的话，我就会建议蒸鱼咯，因为我们春节每次都会说年年有余，对吗？所以蒸鱼会是一个比较健康的那个选择啦。因为它比较低热量，而且它的这个煮法呢也是稍微用比较少油，所以它也是比较健康咯，跟那种炸的鱼比起来。
Amanda also shared the recommended meal portion, which had been studied by the government for Malaysians to balance their meal intake, the 4-portion rules for each meal. 1/4 of the plate should contain protein-based food such as eggs, fish, and beans. Another 1/4 of carbohydrates, whilst the other half of the plate should be filled with fruits and vegetables.
For the past 2 years, the COVID-19 pandemic, coupled with the strict standard operating procedures, had prevented people from visiting their families for any festive season. However, this year's relaxed SOPs for festivities gave the green light to families to celebrate the Chinese New Year together. 80-year-old single mother Tan Liang Heng shares her joy when all her family members gathered for the Lunar New Year.
After longing for her family all this while, she's finally at ease seeing all her children, grandchildren and family members gathered together.
Tahun tu aku madah gede gaga semua ngebalau untuk balane angkat kedua tahun tu tadi nak kalah temu labang ke sakit kubik tu apa ngambil mengaga siku meh laban mendak ucuk balane boleh pulai udah pengaga magaku maka kita nanti boleh nemu lagi aku nemu meh aku kita nemu aku ngantor dapat nak boleh jalan satunya meh nanti kita boleh nemu lagi aku jenguk aku kita aku nak boleh nemu lagi kita semua kita kapan made kapan belayan.
There is nothing else more joyful than a family reunion during festive seasons. Heng, who is a mother of 5 children, says the atmosphere of the Chinese New Year celebration brings joy to her, especially when her sister, Josephine Ting, came to visit.
Hello, aku mau selamat tahun baru Cina 2022. Agai balakaban belayan ke di luar. Aku ngambil peluang tu seberasa gagal amati laban sebasa musim kubik 2 tahun kemudian tajak bersama hari madi jerimpu kami noleh nemuai ngagai pangan jadi noleh ngusungnya noleh ngusung semua balakaban. Jadi aku ngambil peluang tu sangat gagal mati laban oleh ngabasia laban SOP dilonggarkan oleh kerajaan Sarawak lah. Terima kasih dan Kong Hee Fat Choi.
Men will be successful in whatever careers that they are in, given the support and encouragement from their wives. An entrepreneur herself, Nur Alia Mona, said success is usually achieved when both husband and wife support each other.
Pada asalnya saya adalah seorang kerani yang biasa-biasa sahaja, okey. Akan tetapi dengan niat sebenar saya adalah membantu suami saya untuk membuat perniagaan beliau, dan juga niat membantu orang lain untuk mendapatkan peluang pekerjaan. Orang kata kejayaan seseorang lelaki sebenarnya adalah di mana adanya seorang wanita di belakangnya.
Nur Alia hoped that someday they would be able to provide job opportunities for those who are interested in the culinary field. Meanwhile, she also advised entrepreneurs to wisely manage their business financial affairs.
Di mana saya membuat satu-satu apa yang kesilapan saya yang lepas dan saya jadikan ianya saya perbaikikannya pada masa sekarang. Ya, sebab dalam perniagaan tu memang penting cash flow kena ada. Pastikan anda untuk pandai untuk menguruskan keuangan, itu cash flow. Itu pesanan saya.
More than 500,000 kids aged 5 to 11 years in the country have been registered for the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine by their parents as of Tuesday. Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said the figure represents 15% of the total cohorts of 3.6 million children.
In a tweet, Khairy is hopeful that almost half of the kids in Malaysia would get vaccinated by the end of this month. A total of 4 million children aged under 12 years old in Malaysia is eligible for the vaccine. He said booking links for the COVID-19 immunization program for children, or PIC kids, were being pushed based on the date of registration. He added the COVID-19 immunization task force for children would be working alongside the Education Ministry to ensure the success of the vaccination drive. The vaccine program for children aged under 12 years old would kick off on Thursday, February 3rd.
The maximum retail price for standard chicken meat is set at 8 ringgit 90 cent, effective this Saturday for 4 months until June 5th. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Dato Sri Alexander Nantalingis said this measure was taken to ensure stability in the prices of chicken meat and related food.
Nanta said if the government did not interfere, the retail price of chicken meat would exceed 10 ringgit per kilogram, following the increase in the cost of poultry farming operations by 70%. He said the new retail prices of chicken meat is covered by government subsidies until chicken production costs are stabilized. On Monday, Prime Minister Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob announced that the maximum retail price for standard chicken would be reduced by 20 cent to 8 ringgit 90 cent from the fixed ceiling price of 9 ringgit and 10 cent. Meanwhile, the retail ceiling price of chicken meat for Labuan, Sabah and Sarawak would be determined based on location. He added that this was the third time the price of chicken meat was reduced after it was fixed at 9 ringgit 50 cent per kilogram during the Deepavali celebration, 9 ringgit 30 cent during the Malaysian Family Maximum Price Scheme from December 7 to 31st, 2021, and 9 ringgit and 10 cent currently.
Following the government's announcement on the lowering of the ceiling price of standard chicken, a quick survey around Chowkit Market in Kuala Lumpur found that traders are hoping that the retail ceiling price could be lowered even more for consumers.
Masa sekarang ni okey, tak ada masalah. Pasal bekalan ayam tak ada masalah. Pasal harga saja.
Harga tu kenapa?
Harga tu tinggi sikit lah. Harga tu mahal sikit.
Jadi biasanya kalau harga ayam yang biasanya yang murah tu berapa, Pak?
Yang murah? Kita ikut kerajaan punya harga lah, Bang. Kita kerajaan minta harga 9%, kita pun bagi 9% juga. Orang sekarang sambutan makin menurun, Abang. Disebabkan ayam mahal, sambutan makin menurun, orang pun makin kurang lah, Bang.
Kalau ikut harga lama dulu kan, harga dulu 7,5, 8,5, 7,5, 8 ringgit kan. Dulu punya harga lah kalau ikut kan. Tapi kalau ikut harga yang depan ni, yang ni sekarang ni memang harga dia naik ya. Memang naik. Mendadak naik dia.
So kalau boleh minta turunkan lagi ya?
Memang minta turun lah. Saya boleh kata apa, saya prihatin pada pengguna. Pengguna kalau dapat kita senang jual. Lepas tu kita pun niaga pun senang. Tak ada rungutan.
This is our world today. Complicated ideas, news saturation, information overload. We'll delve into the issues, break down the stories to see what matters and why it matters.
Your hands are not on the wheel and hasn't used anything. Okay, it's moving by itself. Wow. I just don't get fat.
Minggu ini, TVS membawakan kepada anda sebuah filem drama kerjasama dua negara, Malaysia dan Indonesia. Dewi yang tidak dapat melupakan kekasihnya, Adam, telah dibawa neneknya ke Masjid Nabawi. Sewaktu di Madinah, satu insiden telah terjadi. Bagaimanapun, Dewi berjaya membebaskan diri setelah dibantu oleh seorang lelaki dari Indonesia bernama Rehan. Pelbagai konflik dan kekeliruan yang berlaku apabila Adam kembali menagih cinta Dewi dan Rehan menyatakan perasaannya yang sebenar.
Saya cinta sama kamu.
Jangan lupa untuk menyaksikan Bukan Cinta Malaikat. Lakonan hebat Nora Danish, Ashraf Muslim dan pelakon dari negara jiran Fakri Albar.
Nama saya.
Sabtu, 5 Februari, 8.45 malam di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, Beijing saw the final peak arrival of personnel involved in the 2020 Winter Olympics on Tuesday. Immersed in the festive atmosphere of China's Spring Festival, 23 special channels for Olympic personnel were all opened at the Beijing International Airport. The Beijing General Station of Immigration Inspection also installed additional 58 customs clearance machines at the Terminal 3D to facilitate the entry procedures.
1月4号冬奥正赛以来呢，今天是第29天，也是新年的第一天。在这一天，我们迎来了冬奥涉奥人员入境的最高峰，预计今天将有18个航班，1800余名涉奥人员入境。我们 T3D 现场已经开启了23条冬奥专用通道。
While ensuring quick clearance for the Olympics-related personnel, the airport operation teams and the customs are careful with the work of disinfection, body temperature check, nucleic acid testing, and transferring and information updating to curb the virus at the port. The 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing are set to begin on Friday. Throughout the event, all participants are subject to closed-loop management, where they can move freely inside the closed-loop areas, traveling in dedicated vehicles between games venues and accommodation facilities, and between the 3 competition zones of downtown Beijing, Yanqing District, and Zhangjiakou City of neighboring Hebei Province.
Wrapping up Nightline tonight, a giant rabbit named Honey Mega Bunny suffered a resounding defeat on Tuesday and had to Whiskas salad eating contest against a competitive eater, Reina Huang. Huang scarfed down 1.5 kilograms of chopped salad in just under 10 minutes.
Organized by Chop Stop in Glendale, California, after seeing photos of the Flemish giant rabbit online.
I really actually thought the bunny was going to win, and all my friends said, Reina for sure. So I'm not disappointed. It was still a great show, but I did lose like $80.
For owner and giant Flemish rabbit breeder Louis Mooses, he was not surprised by the result.
Rabbits are not scarfers. They're not like dogs, just scarf it down quickly. They're nibblers. They nibble all day, all night. So they eat decent amounts, but over a period of time.
Huang, who doesn't eat salads at all outside of the contest, said she didn't pay much attention to her furry competitors.
It was more of like a challenge to myself. When I do contests and challenges, usually I don't really pay attention too much to what competitors do. I think the best for me is just to see the best of what I can do.
And that's all the news we have for TVS Nightline tonight. For the latest development, head to our website TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media. Once again, I'm Douglas Elliott. Thank you and good night.